Hytale continues to blow everyone's mind with each new blog post released. The upcoming sandbox-style game seems to have everything, and we cannot wait for it. However, one core feature of the game that could be something that makes or breaks Hytale is the crafting system. My name is Kodiak, and today we'll dive into over 500 survey responses discussing how you, the community, want crafting to work in Hytale. First, let's take a look at what we already know about the crafting system in Hytale. According to the user interface blog post, the Hytale team states that they're trying to incorporate crafting and processing directly into the inventory screen, letting you easily and quickly assemble the gear you need to survive. With this in mind, the blog post gives us a sneak peek into the layout of a weapons bench. In this image, we see the player has an iron sword selected, most likely looking to craft this sword. However, according to the crafting menu, the player is unable to craft the sword due to the missing items in their inventory. On the bright side, they do have an iron bar, which is reinforced in the crafting menu by highlighting the iron bar green. Not only does this crafting system inform you of what items you have and do not have, but also if you look right underneath the iron sword, you're actually given different options of the amount of items you want to produce. For some, you may only need to craft one iron sword, while others may need to craft multiple swords to prepare for battle or complete a trade. Exploring a little more on the right-hand side of the screen, the interface gives us information of what this particular bench is used for. More importantly, we get a great piece of information that states knowledge of new weapon categories and weapons can be scattered throughout the world. Therefore, we can assess that exploration will be a critical part of unlocking or uncovering new crafting patterns throughout the game. Finally, our last piece of information revealed in the blog post states, as you progress further in the game, you will be able to experiment with crafting ingredients and found components to make powerful weapons and gear. As a result of this, players will be working towards a real rewarding system that gives you the chance to experiment with different components in order to craft more powerful items. It's also nice to know that the recipes you already discovered will be displayed so you never forget a recipe. Now, looking through the survey responses, there is no surprise that a Minecraft system was brought up a lot. As someone who plays Minecraft, I can understand why. It's a great crafting system that a majority of us are familiar with. It's hard to completely revamp a system that isn't broken, but with a new game comes new opportunities to perfect a Minecraft-like system that can bridge the gap between fans coming over from Minecraft and new fans that Hytale brings to the table. On the other hand, some respondents wanted a Minecraft-like system that's more complex and in-depth, something that has us go through a more procedural crafting process like the one used in the Tinker's Construct mod. For those of you who don't know about Tinker's Construct, it's a Minecraft mod primarily used for making basic and advanced tools and weapons. Players must first take blank patterns to a stencil table to craft blueprints for each unique part. After players have done this, they take the blueprints to a part builder to make the parts they need. Finally, players take the newly created parts to a tool station and craft the desired items. The mod introduces even more complexity into the mix with the smelter, which players can use to break down metals and create more powerful parts. As you can see, the Tinker's Construct mod is fairly complicated, but it's also wildly popular with close to 45 million downloads off CurseForge. If that's not an indicator that players enjoy in-depth crafting, I don't know what is. Another crafting system mentioned numerous times in the survey was the one used in Terraria. In Terraria, players can pull up their inventory at any point. The crafting menu displays craftable items based on what items the player has in their inventory and what workstations are available. All players have to do is scroll through the menu to find what they're looking to craft. While Terraria's system is simple, it's also vast, with 44 workstations and hundreds of items to create. I can see why it's so appealing to so many people. The simplistic nature, mixed with the seemingly endless items, makes for a rich crafting experience, albeit surface deep. There were also a number of important quality of life requests associated with a Terraria-style crafting system we should mention, like the ability to quick craft recipes already discovered, and the ability for players to access multiple workbenches to combine materials to craft items. Regardless if the crafting system is easy to understand or more complex, some players want it to be tied to a leveling system. For example, more powerful weapons would only be unlocked after the player passes a certain point in the story. This sort of system would require players to face more difficult challenges, but also reward them for their deeds. Players' triumphs could also be linked to crafting tiers, which would unlock a variety of items or workstations after certain parameters were met. Now, while this is a pretty standard way of implementing a system, it would create some problems. The team has already mentioned that adventure mode will be completely optional, and that means some players may not decide to go down that path. It's very unlikely the team would require players to complete story elements to unlock creative tools, but that's what some of you asked for, so who knows, the possibility is there. Regardless of how the crafting system in Hytale will work, a suggestion that hopefully pleases the majority of players is the ability to alter the difficulty of the system. Players that are already looking for an easier experience may get things like recipe books or special maps that help them find the materials they need, while players that are looking for a challenge may get nothing more than a pat on the back. Either way, this sort of variable crafting system could fit the landscape of the game well and cater to all types of potential Hytale players. Of course, these are all great ideas and ones the teams could use in Hytale. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to wait for a blog post that discusses the crafting system and/or hope that the game's beta is rapidly approaching so we can roll up our sleeves and test out the game ourselves. While we're all waiting for that perfect day, we might as well talk about crafting some more in the comments, so leave us your thoughts and let us know what you want from the crafting system. And don't forget, you can always join me and the rest of the Game Gurus community in our Discord. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at the Game Gurus, thanks for watching, and play on.